Let's get it on so I can eat my cheeseburger and go to bed. Okay, so like on the podcast, we've done episodes on specific topics, and we've done episodes where we kind of just
talk about stuff,
did a little improv, and just
running
kind
a stream of
freestyled. Yeah. So something we were talking about, because we're lucky guys, that we're lucky that we've all known each other for quite a while now. Like me and Mike have known each other for what, almost 20 years?
20 plus.
20 plus years, and I've known you for 10.
Almost 10.
Almost 10 years.
10.
And I almost about,
right about 10.
So, which is a great thing. And that's something I'm always, whenever I talk to people, like, about that, like, especially when I talk to people about where we went to school and stuff, it's something that always people are kind of intrigued by when I tell them how long I've known certain people that I know, or how I know them or whatever. And it's always something I'm proud of, because, I mean, most people that I'm friends with, I've been friends with for at least half of my life.
Yeah.
Which is a really cool thing. And, you know, in some ways that's awesome because we know each other so well and we can kind of, like, flow with each other. We kind of have a shorthand with a lot of things. But you never, you know, like anything else, you never know everything about people. Not that you need to or want to, but you never know. There's always something else that you learn, whether it's in a conversation or at a certain moment in time or when you're, you know, having a beer or whatever. And this is like been an opportunity for us when we're doing this show and we're talking about stuff. We find out, you know, all of Mario's criminal proclivities and, you know, Mike's passionate feelings about basketball, because we didn't know that. That was an absolute surprise.
No, it was not.
All these years you've told me you were only a gamer.
Right.
And now I know you're an athlete. But anyways, I'm joking, but yeah, it's just been an interesting opportunity to talk about different things and to get our opinions on stuff. So we were kind of pre-show talking about you know, it's different stuff about each other, and so we thought we'd spill that into the show and maybe, you know, talk a little bit about ourselves, since we're kind of just disembodied voices right now, and we assume there's a couple people out there that know us, and there's people out there that have no idea who we are, and maybe they'll never met us or maybe never will meet us. So it's just an opportunity to know a little bit more about us and know that we're not obviously paid actors sitting in the studio reading a script. We're just a bunch of guys sitting around a table having a good time. So we just want to invite people into that and give you a little glimpse into us.
Absolutely. I think it's important. I think it's like I was saying pre-shows, like I listened to the Marc Maron podcast and the WTF podcast, and even if he has a guest on that I don't know anything about, like he brings up these people that he hasn't done comedy with for like 20 years. I don't know who these people are, but I'll tune in just for his portion of the first part of the show to hear about his life or hear about him or like identify with him or hear what he's doing. Like he was dating Moon Zappa for a little while, you know, Frank Zappa's daughter. And
is that Punky Brewster?
No. What? It was? Like, holy shit, that's a revelation.
No,
Moon Zappa.
Yeah, wasn't she was married to one of the brothers, so that was a half a joke.
Oh, okay. What, Punky Brewster was married to who, Dweezil or
Nice
Dumbledore? But
his name is Dweezil.
That's a thing.
Nice name.
She was married to one of them, right?
I don't know.
All right, we'll keep going. I think
it
was the bald one.
I know Mario said Dweezil. We should expand on
Dweezil
that.
Zappa.
Dweezil was the one with the long hair.
There's Dweezil. There's Moon Unit. Her name is Moon. Her middle name is Unit. Yeah, I swear to you.
Come on.
It's Frank Zappa.
Super Moon.
Seriously?
Yesterday would have been Super Moon.
It wasn't that much of a super moon either.
So name a Frank Zappa hit song.
Oh, hell if I know.
Oh, okay.
Who's Frank Zappa?
So you're name dropping Frank Zappa, but you don't know his music.
No, I know of him, and I know my father-in-law is obsessed with him, so that's about it.
He
was like he's like
obsessed,
far out,
like
he's
with
like
candles and pictures.
No,
Far out,
not at all.
No, but he was a musician, right? But
Yeah.
I only remember
To
like,
some, he was a genius.
He was
To
like
others,
a musician,
he was just
but I
weird.
remember what was it? He was like testifying for something at one point when he was older before he went to the big super moon.
Wow,
I don't even know what it was for. That's what I'm saying. That's one of those things. Like he's like, I mean, I'm sure people. Again, this is what's fun about this, because half imagining the people that do listen to this that probably spend a lot of time going, these fucking guys have no idea what they're talking about. I know exactly what songs
And,
Frank
and
Zappa
you know my favorite part is
plays
that
on the noodle guitar.
my favorite thing is the three of us looking at each other with perplexed faces when we've all got internet-capable computers in front of all three of us.
Well, I've got GarageBand running. If I try to launch Firefox, it might choke up.
Frank Zappa's biggest hit.
I'll now look up
Keep talking, Mario. Keep talking while I'm
Unit. Is that
So
what you
yeah,
said?
Moon Unit Zappa, Dweezil Zappa,
Top 10
Ahmed-
Frank Zappa
Ahmed
songs.
Zappa.
Let's see if we know
Any
any
of
of them. Here we go. Keep talking. We
Oh,
don't
I
stop.
was
She
waiting
looks
for the
like
top
a
10.
very lovely lady.
Let me see. I've never seen her, even though she was dating Marc Maron. I
I
haven't
can't
seen.
let you see this.
Who's Marc Maron? Is that a baseball
This is
player?
classified
She's
Mario.
a comic. Anyway, point being, I
We
listen
are-
to his portion of the show because he likes to complain about stuff or talk about his life.
What the
Or, oh yeah, she's all right.
Okay, so
She's
how about
alright.
this?
Lovely, lovely.
Who are the brain
Well, they
police?
broke up, so
Who are the brain police?
don't know.
No? Peaches in Regalia.
Mm-mm.
Okay. Valley Girl.
No.
No? Okay.
It's three
His
down.
14-year-old daughter, Moon, sang lead vocals on that song.
I know that my roommate,
Dancing
my
Fool.
hippie roommate Nova, had a Frank Zappa poster, and he put it on the wall, on his wall opposite my wall, and I just remember Zappa's mustache and him holding his mustache.
Oh,
It
yeah.
kind of looks like
He had a big mustache.
like Father Richard in this picture. my guitar wants to kill your mama.
I've heard of it.
Brown shoes don't make it. Don't eat the yellow snow.
No need the yellow.
Cosmic debris. Joe's garage. Montana.
Cosmic
So how is that
debris.
possible that like to varying degrees we're all
Oblivious.
music fans, and we've never heard a Frank Zappa song?
I think it was a time period kind of a thing.
No, but you guys are like, you're a little more versed in the catalog of music than I am. I mean, like, and Montana is his number one on the list here.
I've never heard it.
How is that possible? Like, who is this guy? Was he? Oh, and it featured Tina Turner on backing vocals.
Wow. I wouldn't have guessed that.
I don't know how reputable this website is. I'm looking at it though. UltimateClassicRock.com. Anyways,
Sponsored by It's a Guy Thing podcast. Or sponsors of.
yeah. So, anyways, so
So, and you also
moving
get to
on
hear how
to-
quickly we devolve into other subjects.
the one thing
or-
we do know about each other is that we have no sense of focus or discipline.
We're like ADD. That should be the title of the show, ADD.
Yes. Advanced Devolution Decision Dick Head. Okay.
It's devolved. Point being, so we wanted to kind of do this experiment, see how it goes, and I'm the guinea pig for it, which is all right. Because I'm like, I don't know. I
It's
like.
all
I
right
always like to
because
say,
it was your idea.
It was my.
You
idea.
said it was your best idea yet.
No.
You
definitely.
said talking about yourself would be the greatest achievement this podcast is.
Say, what the people out there really want to know is more about me. What can I do for them? How can I titillate them?
Point being, I'm the guinea pig. I'll go first, only because I just don't care. I mean, that's really the root of it. I'm not egotistical by any means, but I don't
Okay,
care what people know or don't know. I'm completely honest. I'm
Yeah.
an open book for the most part. There's some stuff I won't discuss, but that's because of
Penis
like
size. Preference in food.
preference in food.
Okay, so so from what people have heard in this podcast, and
There
what
goes
we
your mic
know
again.
in conversation, we'll
Uh-huh.
revisit some of this. There's footnotes here. So we know that you used to wrestle.
Yes.
You used to do photography.
Yes.
Do photography. You like throwing stars.
I don't own any throwing stars.
You used to be a martial arts weapons salesman.
Oh, by the way, my mom called me out. She's like, you weren't in karate for 3 years. It was like 3 months. I'm like, oh. I'm like, thanks.
Sting.
That's something about me that I find very disturbing is my memories.
You invent
are-
your own personal history.
It's like The Secret Life of Walter Mitty, but not currently like. It's just I make up my past apparently.
You're like, I won the All Valley Championship. I defeated.
I swept the leg.
Yeah.
You beat Daniel LaRusso and Nidik.
I almost bought that. There's a Cobra Kai shirt,
Mhm.
and it went on sale for like $5 on the SheldonShirts.com or whatever it is. And I was gonna buy it, but they were all sold out. I'm like, why the
You
fuck
should.
send me
What's
an
even
email?
cool? You should have got a Kubla Khan shirt.
Kublai Khan.
So Mario's
Is that from-
karate's bad boy.
Yeah. So 3 months. So,
Okay, so you're a
the way my mom
karate.
called me
You're a
out was
karate
hilarious.
champion.
I swept the leg
were in ROTC.
for 4 years, and then Civil Air Patrol for a few months.
What's
after
that?
For safety patrol?
Is that the people
Civil
that-
Air Patrol?
Civil Air. Sorry.
No, Civil Air
Oh, the
Patrol
sirens?
was like I think 18 years and younger. It was on Lackland, and it was basically just volunteer ROTC kind of stuff. I was the drill team instructor, the honor guard instructor, and first sergeant of the unit.
Wow. So what did that entail?
That's like the highest in like non-officer rank that you can get to. And the only reason I couldn't get higher, I think, was because I needed to do flight school, which I just couldn't afford at the time, so I didn't do it, and then I left.
So what did you do when you were in that? Like, what did you guys do?
We dressed up in military uniforms, went on base, had classes, aerospace science classes, talked about aerospace engines and stuff like that. We talked about M1s. We started a drill team while I was there, and it was a co-ed drill team. So it was like spinning rifles and stuff and throwing them at each other and catching
Did you guys
them.
perform at any halftime?
No.
Performances?
We also did honor guard stuff, like where we marched in with
Funerals?
the flags. No. Mostly ceremonies that were going on base.
Oh,
like,
I gotcha.
like
You'd have
military
the
stuff.
the helmet and the crutch.
Yeah.
Crutch pull.
The pole. Yeah.
Mario, was this a public school, high school, or private school?
No, this was just volunteer stuff at Lackland.
Oh.
It
was,
didn't have anything related to high school.
It was probation.
What do you do what do you do in physics club? Well, we sit around and
Talk about physics?
Talk about physics, properties of physics.
So it's a social, demented, and
sad.
but social.
It was fun. I enjoyed it, but I really wanted to do the flight school. That was my main point in
That's
going
awesome.
was to fly a Cessna, and it just didn't happen. And
You want to fly a Cessna?
I wanted to fly a Cessna. Yeah, I thought it would have been cool.
Wow, that's amazing considering like the only thing I wanted to fly was an F-14 Tomcat from Top Gun.
That was
Like,
the first thing I wanted to be as a kid was a naval aviator.
Who wouldn't? I mean, after
Yeah.
seeing
Yeah.
that, how can you not want?
How could you not want to be Goose?
Right.
Just to get Goose.
I wanted to be Cougar.
Actually, I wanted to be Merlin. I just want to sit in the back and be like, "Whoa, you just went to that guy's jet wash."
I remember watching that movie as a kid and being like, "That seems like an easy job."
Just sit in the back.
'cause
You're
they're-
Rio.
Yeah.
Hey,
You're Rio.
you ever run into trouble? I'll fly with you. Really, Viper? You're gonna
Just
waste?
jump in?
You're such a hot commodity. You're gonna just sit in the back and chill with me? I mean, thanks, but
Because even like
shouldn't you be piloting?
Yeah, because they don't do that in the movie. I mean, obviously in real life they probably do stuff, but like in the movie they're just like, there he goes.
And they're
He's around the tail!
and they're not using radar. They're just looking with their eyes, like he's right behind us.
And most of the time they're holding on just for dear life.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god, he just shot us. Like,
Yeah.
that I could do that.
Yeah,
I could do that. And
Cougar,
that-
pull up, Cougar.
all
Cougar,
that,
pull
all
up.
that training for naval avionics and
yeah, and you figure like
aerodynamics and
pretty much with the exception
dogfighting.
of Iceman and Maverick, everybody else is kind of like they're kind of iffy guys, right? Like because Cougar cracked up.
Oh, he lost.
Yeah.
it.
I mean, he cracked
lost
up.
his
He
shit.
had his chance. He lost it.
That's right.
Right? You know, Merlin, just a mercenary. He'll just ride anyone's seat. You know, jump in anyone's back seat.
Don't
As
forget
it were.
about Sundown.
Sundown,
We
that
could have
was
had
the-
him.
We could, and Sundown was arrogant. He just wanted to win.
Yeah.
You know, he was just like,
I always thought that was the most racist name for a fighter pilot. A black fighter pilot. Sundown. Really?
Don't they name
Really?
themselves?
I think you get
I don't
your
know.
name.
Oh,
There's like a
That's pretty screwed up.
so what are you before you get your name?
Pete Mitchell.
Oh,
You're a seaman.
You're just Pete
If
Mitchell's
you're a
kid.
naval aviator.
no, that's
Your name
that's
ain't the
enlisted.
best
These are
in the
officers.
Navy.
Oh,
These
that's true.
are these are
That's true.
officers or
Yeah.
lieutenants.
Yeah.
Lieutenant.
I don't know. Who else? Hollywood and Wolfman. Like they took one guy out, then they got shot down.
What's
like, what's
Michael
their
Einstein's
ratio?
name? Jester? Why
Jester.
name him that? He's not funny.
Yeah,
There's
he's not
nothing
funny.
gestury
It's
about
like,
him at all.
It's like a court jester is not very like.
It's not
like
honorable.
yeah,
It's not noble.
Yeah, it's like he's the joke, right? Like you're like the.
Hard deck my ass. We nailed that bird.
Did he get
Censored
you?
version.
Yeah, he got me. So why are you mad at him?
And then I was like, where'd he go? And then he was like, where'd who go?
And
Yeah.
why is his real name Commander Heatherly? What kind of name is that?
That was
So
pretty bad.
What's a sweet name?
I
It's
know.
very sweetie.
Yeah.
Heathers?
So you didn't
Anyway.
you didn't get quite that far.
No. God,
So
no.
Cessna
No,
was your
Cessna would've been cool.
aspiration, which I
At the
think
time,
of
yeah.
when I think of the Cessna. I think of the Edge. I think of Anthony Hopkins and Alec Baldwin
yeah,
in
yeah.
their Cessna, and I've always I mean, can it really be that bad that one turtle dove flies through your,
Yeah,
your
pretty
propeller and
much.
that's
You're
it?
toast.
Yeah.
And a partridge in a pear
how does
tree.
like a bird crash a plane, but like Fabio gets hit in the face with a bird and he just like gets a bloody nose? Right?
It's true.
Since you studied aerospace engineering, explain that to me. Explain that to me. How does a goose flying at you at 85 miles an hour not equivalent?
Or why wouldn't you? Let me explain to me why you can't build the propeller with like cool little spikes and just sad to say, but why wouldn't it just shred through the poor beast?
Yeah.
That way you keep flying
Not the way
safely.
it works.
Yeah, why
Why
is
does
that?
it just cock up the propeller and it's just over?
Never heard that saying before.
Yeah,
British, I
Cock it up.
think. Yeah.
yeah.
I don't know.
It gets all your propellers get all fouled up.
I wasn't actually in the military.
What did they teach you
I
at
wasn't
Miramar?
I wasn't
You're
in
fouled
taps. I wasn't fouled up. That's pretty good. Little water
Fucking Scrooge McDuck.
I didn't. Yeah, like I said, it was like toy soldiers. We weren't. We weren't real soldiers.
I mean, it sounds cool.
It's
That's
you know,
more
it's
than I
cool
do.
because when I was for a brief amount of time, because I liked, because I was a stupid kid, I liked war movies. So for a while, I was like, oh, I want to go to military school. That would be cool.
Fuck, man.
And then, like, of course, like, and then you get to like an age, like a month later, you're like, that's stupid. Like, no, I don't
wanna
want to
die.
do that.
Yeah.
And then, because then you watch like taps, they don't even get to go to war. They just get killed. Like they get the kid gets run over by a tank or whatever. You know, like
Yeah, I wanted to be a fighter pilot without having to go to boot camp or
yeah,
do
I just
any
wanted
of that
to put
work. I just put me in the seat.
yeah, just let me at him.
Put me in the seat, and I'll take the heat.
Put me on the meat, and
Wow.
and I'll take his heat. Anyways, okay, so
Cushion,
else?
the sweeter the pushing. Oh, so I have read.
pushing
that
for the
from?
cushion. What you
No
say?
idea.
You never seen Spinal Tap?
No, I haven't.
Wow, neither one of you.
No, I've never
Michael
seen it.
Like,
McKean.
I mean,
I
I
don't
watched
like
part of
funny.
it.
I don't like funny stuff.
Aw,
I don't like to laugh.
boo. Let's get to
They call me Jester.
Wow.
That's my call sign.
Let's talk about Full Metal Jacket then, if you don't want to laugh.
I know. Man.
So, Mario,
So Mario.
take us through the
I
next
feel
chapter.
which one of you is good cop, which one of you is bad cop. I'm a little confused. Am I just supposed to be worn down by by side stories and plots
If we're going to play games,
and references I'm unfamiliar with?
I'm going to need another cup of coffee. Where's Harvey?
Okay, so let's touch on something that's like you're more connected to now, because we know you're
All right.
awesome about focusing on hobbies, which I say that sincerely because I'm horrible at that. I
Same
have
here.
no hobbies
Same
because
here.
I can't focus on anything for more than like a
I'd
week at
rather
a time.
not, dude. I'd rather
But
have stuff I'm really good at.
no, but I mean, like what I'm getting to is like the 210 thing, like right. This is where we kind of spawned from is the 210 local music thing, which is a thing that you just really threw yourself into and getting involved in music. And so, I mean, like, tell us about that. Like, what? Not specifically the genesis of that. I mean, you can go there, but looking back, I guess, like as a kid, like this is something I'm sure we all have different stories about. But like as a kid, like what can you think about a moment that like kind of triggered music as something that obviously interested you, but interested you enough that as a guy in his like 30s, it's still as much of a part of your life, if not more so than it was when you were younger, as opposed to the Civil Air Patrol, right? I mean, you went like you're doing this and you're interested in
And I'm
this
not
more.
doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, talk about that. Like, what got you?
Music's always been a big part of my life. My parents raised me on like 60s and 70s kind of stuff, like the Beatles, Neil Diamond, Barry Manilow.
Yeah.
I grew up with a lot of music in the house. I think when I was finally able to choose my own music, the first thing I chose was Guns N' Roses. And hearing Slash play the guitar, I was like, I didn't know a guitar could make those sounds. Like, it was a total revelation to me. And then I got into earlier stuff like Led Zeppelin, and there's a few specifically kind of bluesy types of songs where I heard the guitar have emotions. Mm-hmm. Instead of just being an awesome shred machine, I heard it cry. And it was like, oh man, that just really like affected me. And music in general does, and I love pretty much all types of music. I can appreciate at least. And I don't know, I've always wanted to be a content creator, and it started with art when I was a kid, but then when I got a little older after Guns N' Roses, I started playing the guitar when I was 13, and I got decent, or so I thought, until I met somebody else who was just like super god. He actually opened for Steve Vai a few months ago when he was here, and
Is Steve Vai the guy who sticks his tongue out and wears sunglasses, or is that the other guy?
Yeah, no,
Is
that's
that the
Steve
bald
Vai.
guy? Or
No,
Joe
the bald
Satriani?
guy is Joe Satriani.
Which is
That's the guy. Joe Satriani is the bald guy that
Yeah.
wears sunglasses and sticks his tongue out when he's doing so. He's like,
Yeah, but Steve Vai or
Steve Vai has hair.
Long hair.
Steve Vai has long hair and sticks his tongue out.
Oh, he does.
Yeah,
So if they were playing together and they
They
were both
often
sticking their
do.
tongues out, they would
They could just
they would
they
tongue
would
slap.
let her, like,
tongue slap.
tongue
They
slap.
would tongue slap.
The tonguey bar.
Did you ever see
When-
Crossroads, the movie with Ralph Macchio?
I thought you were
Oh,
talking about
yeah.
Britney Spears.
No, not Britney Spears. No, but Joe Satriani, or Jesus Christ, Steve Vai. Yeah, that's how interchangeable to a degree they are. Steve Vai played the Devil's Advocate on the guitar, and he also played the Ralph Macchio's guitar part. Macchio didn't play it all; he like made it look like he was
Right.
playing, but Steve Vai actually played all the parts.
Machio's good. He's good.
He's good.
So
I
Mario,
swept the leg.
so if we're going to be in a situation where each of us is going to kind of highlight some of our stuff or whatever, put yourself on the line since you're talking about music and give us, like, it can be number one, it can be a top three, or even a top five. I've always been a big Hornsby fan, and I love High Fidelity, so I always love the idea of, top five records sort
Yeah.
of thing. So maybe your top movies, your top bands, and no specific. If your top movie list is 2 movies, then it's top 2. If it's 5, then give us 5. If it's, because some people can't
Right.
do a list like, I've got to name these 4 first, and then blah blah blah. Or,
Yeah.
these are my bands. So maybe give us like
Well,
either-
because I have a shitty memory about what I love anyway, I'm just going to give you what comes off the top of my
Okay.
head.
So give us music and movies.
As
We'll
far
go
as
with that.
movies, I got to say Top Gun is one of my all-time favorites. I could rewatch
Really?
that movie all the time. Yeah.
But you just said we were making obscure references. That's all. That's what we were talking about.
No. Those references I got. I was
yeah.
just,
So
I was
you-
just
so
teasing.
you
Top
know-
Gun.
Usually it's, yeah.
So you're all
Top
about
Gun.
playing with the boys. You know.
Oh, yeah.
that
As
one.
I was listening to that song earlier.
Mother goes you pussy.
That's right.
So, so Top Gun
Kelly McGillis was a hot lesbian, so.
was
Oh.
she's a scarecrow
Yeah,
now. She's
Yeah.
Bad casting.
she looks like one of those when mops dry out.
Oh, man. Okay, so Top Gun.
Top Gun.
Okay.
I would say Dark Knight, the second one.
Okay.
I would have to say
It's always hard when people
the
put you in
first
the spot,
Matrix.
The what?
The first Matrix
Nice. That's solid.
was awesome.
Solid. We've talked about that movie before.
right?
And then one of my favorite movies when I was a kid, Dark Crystal.
Wow,
I loved just the.
that's creepy. That creeped me
That's like-
out. It kept me from liking that movie because of the
that was
bag,
the dark side of
the
Henson.
birds and
Yeah,
shit.
the Skeksis. I think
yeah,
that's what
whatever
they
they
were
were called, they're creepy as shit.
Do you remember the vulture guy, the bird guy?
Is that the one he had like the hump and his like
Yeah.
that big like fucking wet
Yeah.
like a trash bag on him?
Yeah.
That shit still scares me. I don't think I even remember it correctly, but in my mind
it's a good
it's
movie, man.
terrifying.
See, I liked that better than Labyrinth, and you get like a split on people. Like most people love the Labyrinth,
But that's a girl movie though.
yeah, exactly,
I mean,
and that's
most-
why I really like that one. It like the one I just said, Dark Crystal,
Yeah.
because it's the guy version of what you can do with that type of stuff,
Yeah.
and it was dark, and it was way better. I didn't have to see David Bowie's crotch for the whole film,
And his
where him
penis
playing with his
sticking out
balls,
pants.
pretty much.
Yeah.
As far as
Dark Billy Crystal's a good one too.
City Slickers 5. Oh man. And as far as music, God, I can't even mention anything within the last, aside from local music.
I know Mother's Milk is the top. It's the all-time. So
Mike
we
always
wa-
likes to give me shit
we-
about
we-
Red Hot Chili Peppers,
we
but I
won't
like the
even-
old Chili Peppers. I don't really care for the new stuff. I was more into the neighbor punk.
Well, that's refreshing. That's good. I mean, good. No, seriously, go ahead. I'm just kidding.
No,
I do
like-
like to play with you on white hot.
Yes,
Red
yes,
Hot.
I know.
Chili habanero.
I actually almost bought a vinyl yesterday. It was
Vinyl, what's that?
a vinyl record.
Oh my god!
I only own 1, 2, 3 vinyl records, and they're all Girl in a Coma vinyls.
One of the,
I've got-
You have a record
one of
player?
the one of the
no, I
best
don't have a
vinyls-
record player. that's
By the
thing that
way,
sucks.
one of the most phenomenal birthday presents I've ever gotten, actually from both of you gentlemen. Some of my favorite things I own are from both of you, and from you, Mario, you got me the Pearl Jam 10
Deluxe edition.
Deluxe edition that's got
yeah.
one LP is the actual original 10 release. And
Yeah,
then
the Redux.
The Redux, which
Yeah.
I was just listening to. In fact, I think that's sitting in
Nice.
this stereophonic
Ooh.
record player right
Check
now.
that out.
Nice.
And then you got me my Godfather annotated
Oh,
screenplay, which is
yeah.
incredible. So
That was the same year too, wasn't it?
probably
Best birthday
that
ever.
was a
That's
lucky,
what it sounds
There
like.
you
a
go.
lucky year for me.
Mhm.
There you go.
Anyway, so music.
So music. The vinyl that I almost bought the other day would have been my first non-local band vinyl, and it would have been the very first album that I actually got myself, Appetite for Destruction.
Nice.
I love that
And
album.
it's got the painting inside with
Yes.
the blood and
yes. The robot porn.
the.
The robot rape porn, yeah.
Yep.
There was a kid there was a kid that had that shirt when I was in elementary school. He got busted and he got sent home quick.
There's a shirt.
There was
of
a
that
shirt of
picture?
that
That's
picture.
horrible. Like
Yeah,
I was
it's crazy.
like I was afraid to even.
I was
let
a kid.
My mom see me looking at that.
Yeah,
thing.
same here. Like
I didn't even understand what it meant. It just looked horrible. Like,
Yeah.
like that's what happens when you don't listen to your mom. That's what happens. Like it's horrible.
but
It
like
was
that to me that album
my
is
whole
like
morality is based on that.
that album was like for me my first step outside of a comfort zone. Because before that, like I said, it was the Beatles, it was Barry Manilow and Neil Diamond, you know,
Mhm.
I mean, like,
Yeah.
Sweet Caroline, and then
Yeah.
you fast forward to, like 2 months to
Yeah.
fucking Appetite for Destruction and
Yeah.
Mr. Brownstone
Mr.
and shit like
Brownstone.
that, you know? And then I would have to say Nirvana, Nevermind, another, and these are my favorite albums to listen to straight through. I mean, there's
Yeah.
no bad track.
So you're naming your favorite albums. You're naming favorite bands overall. Or
Favorite
is it
albums.
One in the same.
Favorite albums.
So Appetite for Destruction.
Appetite for Destruction,
Nevermind.
Nevermind, and Pearl Jam 10.
Program
Wow.
Those are my
Awesome.
top 3 of all
Awesome.
time. 'Cause
Nice.
there's no reason to skip any songs.
Mm-hmm.
There's no reason. And then as far as... I do have to break it up a little bit. Favorite local bands, Girl in a Coma, of course, one of my top. Terra Firma, and Hydra Melody. Also great music that I either rarely have to skip a song or don't skip a song at all. Great music, great local bands. So that's really what got me involved in music in general. And then tying along movies, I'm also trying to get into filmmaking, and by and large, thanks to Rick, actually. I take a lot of inspiration from Rick, and it was a blast doing the Black Box video.
He's very
Oh, yeah.
inspiring.
I was
I
the
am.
He
the
inspires
boom.
a lot of people.
I was the boom
Inspires
mic
hate.
operator,
Yeah.
and at the very end,
And
I
you
was
cameoed.
and I cameoed a very bad cameo because I reacted a split second too
Yeah,
fast.
it's still good though.
Guy comes up and I'm like, whoa. He hasn't even
good.
said his line, and I'm like, whoa. Every time I see it, I'm like, oh fuck, I fucked that up. But yeah, and then let's see, what else is there to rate as a top?
Favorite foods. Food. What do you like to eat, Mario? What's your thing?
What do you like to put down your throat?
If if I were stranded in the country, I would say China. I could eat Chinese food every day, and I'd be perfectly
Like
happy.
authentic Chinese or American Chinese?
Well,
Like Panda Express.
yeah, I'd have to say the Chinese
Or
I enjoy
H-E-B
is more
Chinese
Americanized.
So
It
being
is.
stuck in China would do you no good because they've never heard of the stuff we.
Yeah, you
get
know
at
what? I
Panda.
take that back. You're right. That's not authentic.
They wish they could have orange chicken.
I love orange chicken
I know. I should say.
and lemon chicken when they do
Very,
it right.
very natural.
But by and large, steak, porterhouse steak.
Now you're talking about.
Nice.
Excellent.
Morton's. Morton's has not in the Morton's here in San Antonio. The Morton's here in San Antonio. The Morton's in Houston makes our Morton's in San Antonio seem like McDonald's.
Hmm.
That's how dramatically
What's
different.
Morton's?
Morton's is a high end
Oh, it's at the
steakhouse.
River Center, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Next to
There's
the
one there.
IMAX?
Yeah, Sarah and I went to the one in Houston 2 nights in a row, and it was expensive. Like the first night was like $110. The second night was $160.
Fuck, you're a baller.
But because we went back 2 nights in a row, they gave us like half off of our meal. So the rest of the money we made up for in alcohol.
Morton's Prime Steakhouse, Rick, serves only the top quality prime steaks.
Nice.
To be designated prime, the beef must be in the top 2% of all total beef available in the United States. Typically, this includes grass-fed, massaged,
Wow.
perfectly marbled beef that lives
don't
up to
even
only
know
the
that
highest
sounds
standards.
I'm getting hungry. I didn't eat today.
He's getting hungry for some meat.
I didn't eat today. I'm getting hungry. But I guess to wrap up, other stuff that I just generally enjoy. I enjoy playing poker. I enjoy card games.
I just learned that
board
about you
games.
today. We're going to
Yeah.
have to play some cards.
Yeah, definitely.
I didn't know it. I did not know that.
Yeah.
I did not know
Texas
that.
Hold'em. Well, see, here's the thing. We can't play with money because I've been uninvited to house games.
Why?
Because I used to be
Dude,
good.
He's like Ben Affleck, dude. He's like Ben Affleck of the...
I used to be good. I haven't.
I will
played in
invite you
ages.
here, and if you clean me out, I will shake your hand. So
Ooh.
we can play from
Throw
there.
it
I like
down.
that. That sounds good.
Do you wear sunglasses when you play?
And a hat.
Really?
Sunglasses aren't allowed, though, in my
kidding?
house games.
Oh, okay. Well,
But you can play straight.
He's good.
I think it's ridiculous, by the way, that sunglasses are allowed in any poker setting. Hats,
Can
fine.
you wear a Google Glass?
That's awesome. Can you imagine when that starts getting misused?
Right?
Anyway,
You do.
what else, Mario?
Strange Days. Remember that?
Oh, yes.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. I love technology. I love all sorts of tech. I love podcasts. I love podcasting. I love hanging out with my friends. I think that's some of the most important time, aside from my family, my wife and son, who I love tremendously. My parents and grandparents, close cousins and aunts and uncles and stuff. I drive a shitty car. It's 20 years old. It's not. People are like, "What color is your car?" Well, it's supposed to be gold, but it's kind of silver on the doors, and the door handle's black because it's replaced.
sun-kissed.
Yeah, it's destroyed. I don't know what do you guys think is important to know about me without making it a roast.
No, like
that would
I brought up
quickly
earlier,
devolve.
like I'm interested, like again, like I brought up like the 210 thing because that's something that, I mean, we talk about like it was like it seems like
I dove right into
No
that.
matter what happens from here on in, no one can ever take away the fact that you did that. You
Yeah,
made
true.
that happen. You
Yeah,
made
true.
210 happen. You have spent time with a lot of these local bands. You have put effort into them, whether it was appreciated or meant something to them or helped them in any kind of way. Nothing can change the fact that you put time into that. And we've seen you. I made a joke a long time ago about your addictive or obsessive personality, but
Yeah.
honestly, I mean it in the highest compliment because it really means that when you formulate an idea, you dive in until all resources are exhausted. Whereas I just could never honestly say I really have done that. I dabble in a lot of things, but really nothing comes of it. They're just hobbies for fun. And at the end of the day, the thing I really have to put my effort into is, work and family and friends, and that's pretty much it. And you've actually got tangible things outside of those normal things like that have been pretty amazing and
Thanks, man.
impressed me, humbled me, and like I said,
It's been a blast.
so we're honored to know you as well, man. So we couldn't be happier.
I'm in good company.
You're rocking
so.
it, man. You are rocking it.
Thanks. And it's funny we bring that up. It's like a week ago was a year that I had started. A week ago yesterday was a year from my first interview with
Nice.
Pinata Protest, and then the tour manager for Girl in a Coma, Michelle Celeste.
Is that the one you did at the 5K
Yeah,
at the Color Me Rad thing?
yeah.
Oh, yeah, I
Like
remember
this podcast was your brainchild, and you brought us on, and it wouldn't be possible without you. Rick and I have known each other 20 years, and we've gotten more accomplished with you in these last few months than he and I have done our whole lives together.
Yeah,
he lives 45 seconds away from me, and I only see him when you get us together. So
That's
There you
funny.
go.
that
Well, that's
gives
nice
you
to know.
that gives you an
That's nice to
that
know.
gives you an idea of your importance. Honestly,
Thanks. I appreciate that.
So another thing about you is that you are a magnetic, polarizing, galvanizing presence in our lives. So thanks, man.
Thank you.
that. So it was good knowing you.
So
Now you're gonna shoot
It's
me.
nice knowing you.
take care. This is the final. This is our final show together.
This is
They're
your
actually-
this is your send
Rick and I are going to be replacing you and moving on. We have really appreciated the idea you gave us, but we found some really cool talent, and we think he's going to be a great fit. And
Is it Lincoln?
He's Rick's dog. Rick's dog is going to be taking the helm from here.
Yeah, he's pretty good with the switchboard.
And a
Pretty
Mac.
good.
He's a
Thanks,
Mac. He's a
guys.
Mac guy too.
He is. He works at the Genius Bar.
We were going to have my dog, but she is a PC dog.
And she's not allowed in this room.
That's true.
That's a big crutch right there.
Yeah. Bark from the hallway. Well, thanks, guys. I appreciate it. I appreciate you all listening, and hopefully you either enjoyed what I had to say or didn't enjoy it and want me to fuck off, whatever.
Aww.
Either
Sad
way,
face.
you can, let us know. Call us at 210-802-1197. It's our Google voicemail line. You can leave a message, and we'll play it on the show, which would be kind of cool. Haven't had that yet. We did have it on 210 once out of 34 episodes.
Hey, that's all good, man.
So we'll see what
That's
happens. Right. You can also find us on Twitter at It's a Guy Thing Pod, Facebook, It's a Guy Thing Podcast. Of course, our main website, It's a Guy Thing Podcast.com. Yeah. Appreciate you guys.
Awesome.
Thanks for listening.
See you next time.